Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Oston Cypher, back again with a simple tutorial. So this is a warning to you guys. This video is very simple, so if you thought things were going to be difficult, please leave the channel. So this tutorial is going to be very simple. You have to be having some knowledge on HTML, little bit of CSS and Bootstrap. So that's the only stuff we need. There is nothing like a server scripting language right now. We are just going to be designing the UI, user interface. So everything is going to be very simple. We are going to start from scratch and see how it's done. Let's get started. So our form is going to be having only two fields: enter username and message section. So it's going to be a text area. What you have to do is, I created a form here. I created a form here, and as I told you, we are going to be using HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. So these files include the Bootstrap files. These folders, not files. These folders include the Bootstrap files we need to run. And for this case, we only need this folder having CSS. Let's close that. Go to our text editor, which is Sublime Text. I'm going to go on File, and I say Open Folder. I'm going to navigate to my desktop and look for a folder called Form. It's here, and I say Select Folder. And we shall be having our work section or station on the left hand side. As you can see, these are the files which were inside. So right click on the form and say new file. Also, again, on your keyboard press Ctrl S, and they are going to prompt you with this Save As dialog box, and we are going to call our form or page. We are going to call it form.html. and click Save. And if you are to open this folder, you're going to see we have got form.html. So the beauty with Sublime Text, you have to just write the HTML syntax and press enter, and it will give you the basic structure of HTML. So guys, I'm going to leave the link in the description below where you can download Sublime Text. It's not an ad, we are not advertising, but it's it's among the great tools you can use for web development, anything you'll be creating. So the title is going to be simply Form Design. And as I said, I want to link to Bootstrap. I'll create a link tag here, and this is the beauty with Bootstrap. It gives you the autocomplete syntax of the tag you're looking for. So these are the different attributes that go into the link tag. So for the hyperreference, or href as you call it, we have to access this file called bootstrap.mini.css. So we have to follow the directory how it follows. First of all, we enter a folder called CSS, as you can see, CSS. Then inside CSS there is bootstrap.mini.css. So that's how we have accessed this file inside this folder called CSS. You first specify the folder where the file is located, put this / and write the name of the file, which is bootstrap.css, mini.css. Then I'm going to create a div, and I'm going to give this a class of container. So guys, if you're new to Bootstrap, don't get scared. As I told you, this one is going to be very simple. I'm going to leave the link in the description below where you can find the playlist I made on Bootstrap, and everything will be nice and cool. So let's create a div, give it a class of row. So as you saw, our design is having space this side, and the form is in the middle. So this is a Bootstrap grid system which does that. So we are going to, let's reduce on the space. Then inside this row we are going to create another div, and we are going to give it, let me put it on the same line, div. We are going to give this one a class of col -lg. So column, we have to specify the number of columns on large screens. So columns on large screens, they have to be 3. So these are the columns which are going to be on large screens. As you can see, this side, these are 3 columns. Then we go down and create a div. We are going to give it a class of column on large screen. It's going to cover 6. So that's our form. As you can see, this form, this side there is 3. For it takes 6 and leaves this side 3 again. So you have to make sure it sums up to a log, because that's the grid system for Bootstrap. So that means our form is going to be inside here. And we create another div. We say class col. So on large screen it will take up 3 columns. As you can see, 3, that is 6 plus this 6 column, making up to 12. So that's the only stuff we need. Then we need to create our own div, which we are going to be styling, and I'm going to give it ID of UI, short for user interface. Then let's create a form. As we said, we are going to give this one a class of form group. These are Bootstrap classes we are all creating. As I said, our form is going to be having 2 fields. One is enter username or enter email. Let's say enter email. Let's say it's a contact page. Then here we put the input, and we are going to say email. The name, let's say maybe you're going to be using even PHP, you can put its name here, text. Sorry for the pop-up. Then if you are to save this and preview it, so in Sublime you right click and say open in browser. This is how it's going to be looking. As you can see, it's leaving 3 columns this side, 3 columns this side, and we are good to go. What we need to do is add another class called form-control, and this field is going to be styled in a nice looking way. As you can see, now it's covering the 6th grid system. How cool is that? Using only Bootstrap. There is nothing like a lot of CSS. You have to only use classes. So we create another field. As I said, there are going to be only 2, and we say enter message, and below here we are just going to write the text area tag, and we are going to give it a class of form-control. Refresh, and this is how it's going to be looking. So these are the only fields we want. Remember, we gave our form, it's under this parent div with the ID of UI, short for user interface. And for this tutorial we are going to use the internal styling. So we go in the head section and we create this tag, and we say hash UI. So we are targeting the UI, this div with the ID of UI. Open curly brackets, and we are going to say background color. We are going to say 333. Then refresh, and this is how it's going to be looking. Very funny. So we create padding, and we are going to give it 20 pixels so that it leaves the edges this side so that it doesn't be on the extreme edges. Refresh, and this is how it's going to be appearing. And if you have to notice this, our text is hidden, so we have to add another property here, and we give it a value of white. So we are going to be even using the real color names white, and they will be visible. As you can see, it's a nice looking form. Now let us leave some gap here up. What you have to do is say margin top, and we give it like 100 pixels, so it leaves the top side. Yeah, and it's pushed down. The next part is putting the image in the background. So we are going to go to our desktop. There is some image here called water.jpg, and I'm going to paste it inside this form. That's the only stuff we need. And we go back to our code here, and we target the body, so it has to be in the background. We say background image, background dash image, and we say URL, short for uniform resource locator, the location where the image is found. So they are in the same directory as you can see on the left hand side. You just have to write water.jpg, and if you are to refresh this side, you're going to be having that background image. So let us style the image position where it's supposed to be. So we are going to say background size cover. So I'm going to be saving and previewing to you guys and see how it's done. So this is what cover does. It makes the image to fill out the whole browser. So the next thing you have to do is write background repeat, and we say no repeat. It shouldn't repeat itself in the browser. And here we say background position. We are going to give it center. Refresh. Let's remove this last center. Let's take away the position, because it's not doing what we want for this case. Now what we have to do is making this form transparent. I'm first going to give it some border radius of 5 pixels, so that it doesn't have these sharp edges, you can see. So what you need to give it to make it transparent, you have to write the opacity and set it like to 0.8. Refresh, and as you can see, now you can be able to see what is behind it. So it's all about controlling the opacity. If you put it at 7, everything will be more transparent. So let us put some submit button there on the form. So below text area, I'm going to put this submit button, and you can give it also the name of submit. So the class, we shall give it btn dash primary, and we say btn dash block, and save. As you can see, we are having a submit button there. So let's create some break tag here so that it leaves some gap from the text area. So guys, this is it. If this tutorial was useful to you guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it on different social medias, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Peace. Some extra tips before you go, guys. I would like to show you how you can take control of the forms. Let's say you don't want users to be dragging this form, as you can see. So for you as a developer, you can take control of these form fields, but for some cases they are very important, because even I see like big sites like YouTube, they use this functionality. Let's say in the description form when you're uploading a video, as you can see or know, somebody can drag the description section and put it where he or she feels like and starts to type something. But let's say you as the developer, you have to take control of this form. You don't want this form to be scrolled or scaled like that. So what you have to do is go to your styling, the one we made, write text area. So you write the tag name, which is text area, and the resize none. So if you are to go back on our site and refresh our web page, this form field is not going to be scalable once again. But you have to put some sensible size for the message, because the user may have to type a lot of stuff and the space won't be enough. Let me show you what I'm trying to mean here. So I'm going to copy this and paste it very many times. As you can see, the user will be having to scroll here and here, so you don't have to create this for your users. So also make sure you go to the text area field, which is this one, and write rows and give it like 10. So when we refresh, it's going to be having some sensible size for the user to drop there some message. As you can see, yeah, you have solved something. And if you are to check these images, the background images, they are the same images, but this one is of a different color. How is that possible? And that's also the power of CSS. It's the same image but different colors. If in case you want to change this one, what you have to do is go to your styling, in the body section, write background blend mode, background dash blend mode. So these are the different values you can put in this property, background blend mode. So the default, the one you saw on the other image, is called luminosity. So if you refresh this page, the background is going to change to that color. As you can see, that is CSS. There's nothing like taking to Photoshop and design your images. You have to only use CSS and it will give you those different colors. We have also other values like hard light, and this is what hard light will be displaying. So that's only CSS. As I told you, there's nothing like taking to Photoshop and design your backgrounds. So guys, I hope I have given you even a lot basing on the tutorial we are making. We are just concentrating on the opacity of the form, but yeah, it's of good practice that you also learn other things in the few tutorials you meet online. So guys, thanks for watching, and yeah, already subscribe to my channel. And if I'm to show you this form will also be responsive on mobile devices. Like this, but we are having a bug. The background image is not completing, so it's only again a little CSS you have to put. Go to the image and you say background attachment fixed, and if you are to check this image and refresh, it's going to be covering the whole page. So thanks for watching, guys. Peace. The form is responsive and we are good to go.